The big left foot of Sebastian Janikowski ready to get us started. 22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. This will be taken short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the... the 28-yard line. Bradford going to lead the Cardinals up now 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And his first look is incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. In search of something here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Bradford getting his guys ready. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And his first pass is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And here's Wilson. Going to throw again. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin. He's at the 30. And he's going to get this deep onto Arizona's side of the field. It's a big hook up there. Wilson to Baldwin. 78 yards. So a slight improvement in field position, you might say, from inside their own 10 to this as they come up on 1st down. Here's McKissick. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, Wilson. Incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it'll bring up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They run it with Carson, and they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And Janikowski bangs it through, and the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the unknown. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a second.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's got room past the 20. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Here comes Nelson. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Bradford on 2nd down. And Gresham's got it over the middle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Not a blitz, but the guy who's normally the last line of defense recognizes he had a chance to get to the quarterback, and that's exactly what he did.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. And he's going to go down again. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The son Reddick coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. On 2nd down, Wilson. It's complete to Jerron Brown. That one goes for 24 yards. Wilson now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. Decision as he stopped in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Robert Kindici, we've heard about him since high school. How about that total package of power, speed, and agility?
Yeah, he was widely thought of as the best high school product his senior year, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Ole Miss was really happy to get him. And how about that play he just did there? Welcome to the NFL, young man.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They get it to him running left. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's third and goal. Here's Carson. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
How about that for defense? Every hole plugged up. Can't run it inside, can't bounce it outside. That sets up 4th and goal from the 2. Right now, advantage defense.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points pointed on board.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Bradford again. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. And he's got Gresham. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Bradford lets it go for Nelson. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Antoine Bethea. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
And you can't say enough about our man making the interception right there, Brandon. It's his 12th year in the league, and you told me before the game that he still got it, and he does. What a play that was to come away with the football.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The first down carry here for Johnson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. A carry for the big fullback. This is Derek Coleman. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Third and short yardage, Bradford. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. 1:57 to go in this first half. More from the desert after this. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He's going to rifle one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He lets it fly for Lockett. This is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 44 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out to kick is Janikowski. J.J. Nelson now to return. He spins free. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Bradford now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a first down. Working out of the gun, Bradford. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. On second down, Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Marcus Golden. Able to get in and run him down for what will be a loss of 15 yards. Now Wilson on second down. He'll rifle this one deep right. And this is caught at the 20. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And Janikowski bangs it through. And that will up the score now. It's 23-zip. So that one is his third of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And the Cardinals getting set to trot out there now. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front as we are off to Orlando now to check in with John. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. But one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. And give him a gain of 37.
Not the tallest receiver on the field, but he just shouted to admit that the little guy can't go downfield and make a big-time catch on a deep pass, because sometimes they'll just out-scrap you for the football.
He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And there's Baldwin. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 37 yards. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A second down throw for Bradford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
On third down, Bradford, he's got his man, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Earl Thomas in on the stop. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Third and long for Bradford. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
Here we go, 5-5.
They'll indeed go for it. It's Bradford. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 24 yards. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. There's Baldwin. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. Janikowski good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Bradford now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd down throw for Bradford. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
On 3rd down, Bradford. And he's got Fitzgerald. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
2nd and goal from the 1. On the sneak, Bradford. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Sam Bradford scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Cardinals are able to make things a bit more respectable. The Cardinal offense not going anywhere. They'll stay out and go for 2.
4 down. 1 day. 3 down, Mark. 3 down.
They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is not going to make it to the end zone. And that's pretty reflective of their game as a whole as they'll remain down by a bundle. Here's Dawson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And out now come the Seahawks. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Now it's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamar Taylor. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Now that run is one to build on, and I know it sounds like a cliche and it seems like a simple thing, but truthfully, coaches are always looking for something to pull out of a tough day. And right now, this team has had one of those. So that run there, I guarantee that's a clip and save as they move forward and look towards the next game. And he'll tell his team, this is what we're looking for. This is what we planned for. Let's have more of this to start games as opposed to getting it at the end.
Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
And Dawson's kick is good. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, Just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, Wilson. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. The Sun.
Outside.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting...
And this is caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Out to kick is Janikowski. Here comes Nelson. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Hey. 4 down.
Again, it's Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Johnson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Here we go. Everyone's got 4 down.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. Throwing, Bradford, and this is caught. at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a second and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a third and goal. So now things get interesting on third and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche. I'll go ahead and do it. Who wants it more here? Who has a better leverage at the line of scrimmage? Let's go and see what happens.
Maybe one final chance here to make this a bit more respectable as they'll go for it on fourth and goal. They run. It's Johnson. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. So they went for it from the run on fourth and goal, and they got it done.
Is this the new NFL?
This is the new NFL.
This is the updated NFL, and I like it. I know that quarterbacks across the league have spent the entire offseason and even during the season lobbying their coaches to go for it more on fourth down. Let's go get it, because nowadays you've got to score points to win games in the NFL. You can't just rely on your defense to hold them.
I think the quarterbacks want to eliminate field goals inside of 30 yards probably.
Well, listen, they have enough confidence in themselves that they can call plays and make plays that they won't need those field goals inside the 30.
12.
Wilson wants to throw it. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. And it's incomplete. Still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Somebody call the queen. Dagger.
I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me up by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture me, you got the picture me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russian, ladies should never the luggage, my diamonds they tussling, my neck and my belly, they calling for me and they, you want me like me and I look, yeah, her Rex on her, yeah, big Rex better calm down, yeah, if you go around, come around, yeah, whole squad, yeah, squad goes on me, yeah, make some orange gel on my toes, yeah, Farrakhan glass for the chosen, yeah, you can go and get mad, jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man, who's you, my shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too, dripping my swag, something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me up by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture.
You gotta picture me. Calling, ready for war like Korea. Headlining shows out in Poland. You should be cleaning my mansion. My peasants disgusting. Why don't you act like a Hoffman and go get to dustin'? Yeah, latex on my. Go clean my crown. Can't hear my haters from way up here. They don't make a sound. Money goes on these. White paint on my toes. When I see that new bay alert, gonna be mad. Jumping in the bed, then I switch to the ghost like who's you? Remember this face, cause I'm that you gon' lose too. Dripping in ice, you looking at you. It's squad goals win. Are you pretty like no?
I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me up by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a bitch, jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man, who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too, dripping my swag.
Somebody call for the queen. Dagger.
Yeah. I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me up by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a bitch, you got this bitch of me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russia, ladies should never the luggage, my diamonds they tussling, my neck and my belly they calling for me and they you want me like.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here at Arrowhead as their beloved Chiefs took field, and they are set to match up with the Seattle Seahawks. The big left foot of Sebastian Janikowski ready to get us started. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Now Mahomes throwing on second down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Allen Bailey in there to bury him for a loss of 11. On second down, Wilson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Here's Wilson to throw. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Well, they certainly didn't waste any time throwing some deep passes here. But the defense, it wasn't unexpected. They told their secondary, be ready. You're going to be tested all night by this team.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
This will be taken short. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Now here's Mahomes. And he took the contact as he was throwing it. And the ball drops incomplete.
The days of knowing your assignment, dropping to it, and calling it a day, that's over with. Because now, when you drop into a zone, especially as a defensive back, you're seeing the play in front of you. So if a man wanders into your area, guess what? Now it goes from zone to man coverage in many cases. And on this particular play, able to see the play in front of him, react to it, and knock the ball away. Gotta like what you just saw there, if you like zone defense.
Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. On the crossing route, complete. That's Carson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Wilson will throw again. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blue.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Janikowski good with the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken very short. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. And now here comes Kansas City. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. Dodges him at the 50. He got 29 yards that time. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Mahomes to throw. That's out to Hill, right side complete. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Caught, Kelsey, left side. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Complete, the tight end Kelsey. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. A toss play to Hunt. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this 1st quarter. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the 2nd quarter. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. On 2nd and goal, the lone man in the backfield is Hunt. He's going to get it running right. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. Able to fight through one tackle. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
I know I'm supposed to do the analysis here, but I've got to ask, how did he stay alive that long in the pocket?
Yeah, great footwork, which we know he has. If he would have been able to stay alive, get rid of the ball, or run for some yardage, he would have had a very unhappy defensive coordinator, I believe.
No doubt about that.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Tyler Lockett now with a return. And fights through one man. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here.
That was a nice pickup, some chunk yardage there. Some of those big yards downfield with a little bit of rack thrown in there, a little run after catch, and it came on a crossing route. I could just hear one of my friends who won 4 Super Bowls as a quarterback always said the same thing. What route does the defense hate? Crossing route. Hate it, hate it, hate it, because it's hard to change direction when they get going full speed in the other way.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet, not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Janikowski bangs it through, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This will be taken short. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about a different style of running in order to get this guy going.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. On target over the middle to Hill. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this.
Ready, green 90, green 90. Ace.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. And when a free safety goes like he did there, he better be sure he's going to be able to make a play.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, because I have a feeling that the defensive coordinator and head coach are on the sideline screaming, no, no, no. Good play.
Yeah, good job,
play.
buddy. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Pressure gets to him again. Frank Clark in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now it's Lockett. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Throwing is Wilson. He's going to let this one go deep. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Mahomes now on 1st down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Hunt gets it on the draw from Mahomes. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Tyreek Hill as the first half is winding down. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the 2nd quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well.
So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the 2nd half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it?
Absolutely. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And likely just out of field goal range. Could be Hail Mary time.
And haven't we seen in recent years that the Hail Mary seems to be more successful in the NFL than before?
Absolutely we have. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Here's Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 32 that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Wilson on 1st down. Man open left side is Brown. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Wilson now just 6 of 15 through the air. Not good, but 1st and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a toss play. It's Carson. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Allen Bailey in there to get him again. The 3rd time he sacked him here tonight. So now the field goal unit trots out there for the 3rd time tonight. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Janikowski bangs it through, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a threes.
Now after the made field goal, here's Sebastian Janikowski to kick it away. Fair catch called for and taken just inside the 10-yard line. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And not much there at all, as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll run again with Hunt. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Mahomes. And Hill with it over the middle. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. I think probably just trying to draw him off there. It didn't work.
And defensively, that's what you work on all the time. Being in that spot and being able to not jump and give them the yardage that they were desiring.
And boy, again, they won't get this off in time. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13.
Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Somebody call for the queen. They don't make a sound. Body goes on these white paint on my toes. When I see that new bay alert, gonna be mad. Jumping in the bed, then I switch to the ghost like who's you? Remember this face, cause I'm that you gon' lose too. Dripping in ice, you looking at you. It's squad goals win. Are you pretty like no, no?
I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving them. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me a by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a sis by the morning, I got on a meat no pneumonia, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a vision, jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man, who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too, dripping my swag.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the New England Patriots. Their meeting in Super Bowl 49 was thrilling. What's in store here? The Pats and Seahawks are underway. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they Get it up past the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wilson able to get away. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the shotgun, Wilson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long.
Tempo.
Now it's Wilson. And he's got his target. That's more. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28. On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. And he's got some space here. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now it's Wilson. He's going to air one out. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, you were backed up into a 2nd and long, but instead of trying to get the yardage back in chunks, he's trying to get it all back at once. And this defense was just lying in wait, and they're there to pick this one off.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Goes underneath here to White. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Brady now on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Open man there is Patterson, complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Brady will try again on second down. Wide open receiver, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. He got 29 yards that time. The Patriots into the red zone for the first time. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Into the red zone, it's Brady. Eluding the pressure right. And a dump off to White. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll be a second down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is, finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown out.
And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Sony Michel, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Pats have taken the early lead.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And it's now a 7-0 game. Gostkowski now out to kick it away. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Lawrence Guy able to swamp him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5. On second down, Wilson looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And he will score. Touchdown, Patriots. Extra point try for Gostkowski. Gostkowski the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Wilson. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. Third down now.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
Tempo.
Third and long. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now here's Michael Dixon, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Now here's Michael Dixon, and no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10. So the Patriots coming out now. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
An excellent pickup at 34 yards.
Somebody call for the...
Never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a six by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, you got the picture me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russian, ladies should never the luggage, my diamonds they tussling. My neck and my belly on. They calling for me and they. You want me like me and I look. Yeah. Her Rex on her. Yeah. B-Rex better calm down. Yeah. If you go around, come around. Yeah. Whole squad. Yeah. Squad goes on me. Yeah. Make some orange gel on my toes. Yeah. Farrakhan glass for the chosen. Yeah. You can go and get mad. Jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth and who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad. Swag, about tag on I got it in the bag now, getting all type of cash. I'm a general true. I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a six by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture.
You got a picture me. Send me calling, ready for war like Korea. Headlining shows out in Poland. You should be cleaning my mansion. My peasants disgusting. Why don't you act like a Hoffman and go get to dustin'? Yeah, latex on my. Go clean my crown. You can hear my haters from way up here. They don't make a sound. Money goes on these. White paint on my
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The big left foot of Sebastian Janikowski ready to get us started. And off we go from Seattle. This will be taken very short. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line. Just across the 25.
Take two of them. Focus. Take two of them. 50, 77.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell, it's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell, 74 yards. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. The first play from scrimmage? Some of these people haven't even taken their seat.
That's what is commonly known as a fast start. That's what my horse racing friends would say. They caught a flyer out of the gate, and guess what? They're in the lead now.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 27. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. Baldwin showing the finesse, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 73 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
As you know, I love the players of the past, but the players of the present and their mobility to move around and play quarterback, we just saw the end result of a guy that can shake it and find a guy open downfield.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken short. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. 4-6 defense, they were daring them to run the football. They ran it. A little football 101. Take us through what the 4-6 defense is, Charles.
So what you're trying to do with your big defensive front is cover the interior offensive lineman, the center, and the two guards, and make it difficult if you even want to think about running the ball inside. If you can control them, that allows the linebackers and the safeties to run free and get to the ball carriers. And that play worked really well. No gain.
Let's go. These two. 22, 44. 44.
On third down, here's Bell. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. Here's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete. The veteran Morgan Burnett there on the coverage.
How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and say, should have caught that one. That was a drop, and we just put it on the offense. How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a... And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man, in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now Sebastian Janikowski on from long distance. He's hit from 61 and 63 in his career. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
not
way.
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it, because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. So that one will be accepted. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Bell. Now Bell hit. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Focus. 44. Take 2 of them. 77.
First carry for James Conner. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Take 2 of them. Snickers, 66.
Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Here we go. Focus. These two. Take both of them. 4 down. 4 down.
On second down, it's Bell. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They're up against a 3rd and 2 to start things out.
These two. No spacing. These two. 50. These two. Left.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
No spacing. Snickers, 66. Snickers, 66.
Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. So he got 3 on 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Focus. $77.
A give to Bell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
77. Switch. 50.
On third down, it's Bell. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Really good, skillful, tough running throughout this contest. Picked up first down after first down. He's got to have a nickname, doesn't he? How about the human first down machine? I think that fits.
Now Bell. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He was trying to get his 2nd touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a 2nd. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
4 down.
They get it to him running left. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6. It's up and good, and the lead moves to 15-10. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we...
Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Take 2 of them. Take 2 of them. No spacing. Take both of them. Middle. Snickers.
The give is to Bell. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Defensively, the tackle by Cam Chancellor.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
Roethlisberger will hand the counter. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. The Steelers, of course, had all the questions lingering with Le'Veon Bell. Tip of the cap to James Conner. He really has filled in nicely.
He prepared himself as if he were going to be the starter right from week one. And I got to see him in preseason, and you saw a little bit of everything. His ability to run inside, also run to the perimeter, catch the ball out of the backfield. And how about his season opener against Cleveland? They didn't win the game, but he played awfully well, 135 yards rushing, and he helped close out a big win at Tampa Bay in Week 3 on Monday Night Football with some nice runs down the stretch.
He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be caught. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son, and then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Take both of them. 50, 44.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. It's good, and it's 21-10. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. It's Conner as they stay on the ground. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Eat these two. 77, 77. Double, double. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Hey, check 24. 4 yards.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Left. Double, double. These two.
Here's a give to Bell running left. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Now Wilson on second down. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Connor. Room here to run. There he goes inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you kind of hit the jackpot there.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play call.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Let's go 14.
Now Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, they really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Gotta go.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Wilson in the offense, not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th.
You got 4. Gotta go. Who you want? Hey. Motion. Gotta go. Yes, go.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. He sets to fire deep. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Here's Bell. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Final minute now of the third quarter.
Zebra. Hey.
To throw on 2nd down. Wilson. This complete to Lockett. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson. Caught right side, Jerron Brown. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jerron Brown, 76 yards. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Out to kick is Janikowski. This one taken just inside the 10. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Here's Bell. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now Bell. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Heat these two. What's up? 59, what's up? 59, what's up? Takes 2 of them.
Now a handoff. Running left is Bell. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
50. Left. Takes both of them. 50. Take 2 of them.
They'll run it with Bell. Down right around the 25. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
44. Focus. Double. 44. Take both of them.
This is Bell. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. In on the stop, Bradley McDougald.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7.
That one's got 4. 4 down. Shot. Blue 30. Check. 4. Right there. There you go.
Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Eat these two. No spacing. 77. Snickers, 66.
On third down, that's Bell. And he loses the football a second time. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Here's Wilson to throw. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there. Hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all of that yardage. That would be a big play.
Here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Sean Davis with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it done today.
Stopped up shy of the 45 despite some pretty powerful running. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Bell. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger looking deep. That's caught at the 25. Oh, the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Roethlisberger going to throw it. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Vance McDonald from 10 yards out. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Score the final whistle.
Somebody call for the queen.
I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skip to school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me a pop by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a six by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rats keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, you got to picture me. Pacific ice, I'm an ocean. Ready for war like I'm Russia. Ladies should never look luggage. My diamonds, they tussling. My neck and my belly, they calling for me and they. You want me like me and I look. Yeah, her Rex on her. Yeah, B-Rex better calm down. Yeah, if you go around, come around. Yeah, whole squad. Yeah, squad goes on the.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams. Here's Steven Gostkowski now to kick this one off. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage. Stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
3rd and long. It's gone. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
That's certainly playing down a distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line.